Welcome back, everybody, to the Pair of Kings podcast. I'm your host, Saul Thompson. You can find me on Instagram at Saul Thompson. Joined this week not only by my wonderful co-host.
I'm the host this time. I'm the host. That's the co-host. I'm the host, Michael Smith.
Okay.
You can find me on Instagram at Saul Thompson. I'm not funny today. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And then today we are joined by someone a lot of you might be familiar with, my former roommate, current friend, future corpse, former baby, and permanent photographer, Marco Giannavola.
Hey, how's it going?
With a beautiful voice.
Yes.
How's it going, Marco?
Oh, just lovely. We had a nice ride over here. We talked about Saul's socks for about 30 minutes.
Saul wore the wrong socks today, and it nearly sent him into a spiral.
It did send me into a spiral.
I had to lend him socks for the podcast. You can't even see them, by the way. They're not in camera.
They'll know. They'll know.
If you had kept the white socks on, would you have thought about it the whole podcast?
Absolutely.
Or is there some point where you would have just been like,
no, his game would have been thrown completely off.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have known how to do the intro or the outro or anything.
do they fit?
Yeah, they're perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
The heel bit isn't in the middle of your foot?
No.
Wait, you think our feet are that different of a size?
what
One size different.
Oh, really? I thought
Yeah.
you wore a size 2 or something. Size 6, women's 6.
I wear a women's 11 for your information, and Saul wears a women's 12. Neither of us wear men's shoes.
Sure, why not? Okay, fit check. I don't know what the hell's going on. Yannick, you'll have to cut out some of this.
Should we just
dead air.
start over?
Yeah, we could start over.
Wait, why are we starting over?
In 5, 4.
Wait, what do you have? What's wrong with what we just did?
I don't know.
Do a fit check. You're nervous? Are you nervous?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't get nervous. I'm wearing pants from the row. I don't know what they're called, Elijah pants. They're all named after small white children, I assume. The Braxton pant, the
Kaylee, the Riley pant,
The Chad pant.
the Chad pant, small white baby named Chad,
the Oliver trouser, and then just a shirt from Uniqlo. I was wearing a cardigan and Michael's jean jacket, but they're both over there. And then socks that are normal and cover up my ankles.
Saul borrowed my jean jacket 2 weeks ago, and I think if I didn't say anything, it would have lived with him forever. He's trying so hard not to bring it back.
I brought it back very willingly. I'm good about that. I
think,
like it.
I think if I hadn't said anything, though, you would have just
absolutely.
How many times have you worn it out?
2.
Oh, okay.
And I've texted you both times.
Okay. Hey, by the way, I'm going to wear that jacket.
I'm really careful with it, to be fair. I got mad because somebody was like, can I put it on? I was like, that's not mine. No.
No.
I'm borrowing this from a friend. I'm sorry. You can't touch it.
It's his jacket. I wanted to be
appreciate
nice
that.
with it.
I
I was
appreciate
the
that.
same thing. I went out to a Halloween party wearing Marco's cowboy hat.
Did you?
Yeah. And somebody's like, oh, let me put the hat on. I was like, this isn't mine. No. I was
appreciate that.
really adamant about not letting people fuck with not my stuff.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But you let them fuck with your stuff.
Yeah, always.
Nice.
Yeah.
Copy.
Fair enough. Copy. Marco, give me that fit check.
I have very fuzzy, covered in cat hair, Levi's jeans on, 514s, I think, and a double RL Western shirt.
Are there pearl snap buttons? Gotcha.
Oh, I'm gonna kill myself. Oh, I'm gonna kill myself.
What's the belt?
Belt is Ariat.
Ariat.
There was a cowboy hat. There was a cowboy hat.
But the headphones won't
But
fit
the
over
headphones
it.
I could probably fit it on top of it. But
You want to try?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Can you grab it for me?
Yep.
And then I had a black denim leather jacket earlier.
What about you, Michael?
Today. You look great.
I'm gonna take this off.
Can I wear it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Michael's giant
Your
head.
massive head.
Yeah, well, it's fine. The headphones.
Oh my god, it really doesn't. It really doesn't fit.
Today,
Goes well with your boots.
yeah, today I'm wearing cowboy croc boots that I'm always wearing. Rick Owens skinny jeans in a waxed raw denim, a cropped Rick Owens t-shirt in mustard, and a black raw denim jacket by a friend of the pod, Joseph Kiefer. And then a cowboy hat from friend of the pod, Marco Giannavola.
Did you go to Joseph's archive sale?
I did. I stopped by. It was cool. He had a Saint Laurent suit that the jacket was like perfect. It was incredible. And then I tried on the pants. They were 3 inches too big in the waist. And
2 inches too small in the leg opening.
the leg opening was so small that I could not fit it around my very, very slim boots, my Santiago's.
Oh, fuck.
Like it would have had to be tucked into any shoe that I wore.
Or you just wear them with like really low cut derbies or something.
Yo, I walked past a guy this morning wearing like pants so skinny they had to be tucked into his low cut derbies.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Do you think they had the strap on the underside to like keep them tucked?
The jodhpur thing?
Yeah.
Is that, how do you pronounce that?
Jodhpur?
Jodhpur?
I don't know.
What is that?
It's like the strap on the bottom of the
Riding pants.
Oh,
that,
okay.
like,
Yeah.
Where they have like the pant tapers a shitload and then there's just like a strap that goes under the like arch of your foot.
It's like sport mode.
It's sport mode, but yeah, it's like your pants are not coming out of your boots.
Yeah, sport mode.
Yeah, sport mode.
You're gonna suck whatever I pull out of these jodhpurs.
Wearing shirt and shirt sock garters and then jodhpurs and then suspenders.
Jesus.
You're just like
I think that's probably
microdosing
someone's-
BDSM gear.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's definitely a kink.
Yeah, someone's into that.
Okay, so we have Marco on the podcast today. I forget the exact date of the day that this is releasing. I can reverse engineer this. It's releasing on the 6th, but the 3rd for Hero listeners. But we are very proud to announce, or I'll let you take it away, Marco. What are we doing together?
So, yes, we have a little collaboration happening. So I've been working on a project, photographing sort of a visual portrait of the Lower East Side, and have a photo exhibition coming up. November 22nd is the opening. The 23rd will also be open, but just sort of me hanging out, and feel free to come by and take a look. Less party, more chill environment, and yeah, we're gonna have the boys there. There's a little in-person activation to just show face, and
We're doing an activation and we're showing face.
yeah, the face cards are gonna be there.
Yeah, we're serving face.
They're gonna be serving. You're not gonna be serving.
We're busting it down.
He's not gonna
activation
be
I'm gonna be
style.
like manic and insane at
Yeah.
this.
I'm going to be super regular. So this is the first time we've ever done any sort of like community event. It's a daunting challenge, but it's also something we've talked about wanting to do for a while. We love the community that we have around our podcast, and we also love the community that we see building in the Lower East Side, and we're really excited to sort of bring those together, sort of have a night. This is, for us, this is sort of like our first attempt at doing something like this, and I think we have big plans in the future to try and do a little more with our community. We would like to be more directly involved. Yeah, so that's the plan. Do you want to talk a little bit about the photo series without giving away too much?
Yeah. So the project is, I think what you guys have talked about on the show, and then what we've talked about, just offline and in our various group chats and hangs is, like you're saying, this idea of community and really looking at this space on Orchard Street from Delancey down to Dimes of this new sort of spirit of community that's shown up, be it based around fashion and based around just people being outside, like post-COVID. Essentially, it's like it's been a long crawl, a long march, getting back to really having third spaces being open and people gathering, and now for whatever reason, there's this sort of boom of young people and people who've lived in the neighborhood forever coming together, being outside, blossoming and just growing in new fun community essentially. So the work is looking at people who live there, people who work there, people who hang out there, and then the spaces in which they all congregate at.
And what's it called?
It's called Meet Me on Orchard, and it will be on Orchard and Hester.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'd love to see all of you there. We'll have all the information on the podcast channels. Please show up. It'll be a great time. We'd be very excited to see and meet all of you.
We're working on alcohol sponsors, if that's your vibe. We're working on getting together a guest list, and we are also working on making some merch and some shirts. Big, bold step for us to actually be creating a product of some sort. Just some some of Marco's work on shirts, some more toned down logo shirts, and then a little guest spot from one of our favorite artists on the podcast. It'll be exciting. We will hopefully see you there.
I wanted to ask Marco about your larger photography practice and how this work fits into the context of your work as a whole.
So I've been really interested in community and, niche communities, especially, a couple years ago, when Michael and I were living together, we did this project together, photographing, Rick Owens, Discord family. And I just remember this was after years of that we had lived together, and just sort of seeing this community and hearing from Michael about how he moved here from Arizona and basically knew no one, but because of this online community was able to really build this in-person, chosen family, so to speak, of homies. That was this is so interesting, and it's so timely of the world that we live in. And so, from there and just exploring those spaces and just kind of being, curious about why people gather, how people gather, how people meet each other, and that sort of very quintessentially New York sort of vibe of just the community and the network is how you grow and how you just develop, who you are and what you're doing, that sort of thing. It was always interesting to me. And so I've done a couple different projects based around community. I did a project on Chrome Hearts collectors that is not done, and a number of them are kind of frustrated that it's not out in the world yet. So if you're listening, I'm sorry. It will come out. It will be finished. It will be published. Don't worry. But yeah, I think and then being able to see sort of firsthand this pocket of New York growing, it kind of clicked okay, here's another one. So the approach is really more from a anthropological approach. It's a communities that I'm not a part of, but recognize there's something happening here, and it's important, and it's important to this time that we live in specifically. So following that and being someone who can really document that and sort of learn about what people are doing has always been really interesting to me.
Are there certain photographers that you are currently looking at to inform the work that you're making?
Yeah, I mean, this work specifically, or just in general?
I'd say more your recent work in general, but this work specifically.
I think in general and specifically, so a lot of this work is shot on, it's sort of straightforward portraits, shot on 8x10. So, Richard Avedon is a huge influence, on my work and his approach. And again, same thing, he has so many projects of photographing groups of people, whether it's the Portraits of Power, they shot in the 70s of all the political leaders and sort of activists and things like that, or whether it was in the American West, just going out and photographing a visual portrait of what was happening in the West at the time. It was really interesting. So from that perspective, in terms of stylistically, yes, similar to that. I think the sort of straightforward, tight, almost confrontational portrait is something that is inspiring. Martin Scholer's work is very much that, just close, way close portraits of people's faces, and being able to just line up, 10 or 15 or 100 of those next to each other, all shot the same way. to really, have more of like almost like a scientific approach to portraiture is interesting to me. And then, some of the work is also environmental portrait. So, Annie Leibovitz's, environmental portrait work is incredible, a big influence. Also, what's his name? There's another German photographer that I'm blanking on right now that is also a big influence in terms of how he shoots spaces and really being able to show a space almost like looking at a print like it's a window and shot in a way that you could really feel like, oh, if it was printed large enough, I could like walk into this sort of space is an approach that I use like aesthetically.
Sure.
Yeah. I think I get that when you talk about that, I get that feeling from like the Wenjulu portrait you recently did, where it kind of feels like you're sort of like sitting at the end of this long table with the artists at the other end. That's really cool.
That will also be in the show.
Oh yes.
Jump scare. They were great. And I think, exactly that.
Wonderful people.
As people who show their work in the Lower East Side or have shown their work in the Lower East Side, I thought it was important to have them in there.
It's really interesting you talk about that that Rick community photo that we did. That day was, for some of those people, the first time they'd ever left online community and like hung out physically.
Really?
Like I don't think I had met every single one of those people in person until that day. Like everyone had, I think, met at least one person in person before, but it was the first time that like a lot of those people were actually meeting each other after talking on the internet for 10 years and then living in the same space. So it's really, it's cool that your project about your project about that community also brought that community more together, which is really cool.
And that's also like a part of this show too, I think, is like, there's different pockets. I've been able to photograph different pockets of that community that hangs out on Orchard, and being able to, have them all there together. And then, the show then becomes like, a visual portrait of this community, but also like another third space for this community to come together and meet and mingle and hang out and do all that stuff.
I think one of the ways that I frequently talk about your work to people when I'm talking about you is that you sort of get like really interested in one topic, and then you like find a way you can be involved with and document that. Like I feel like you had an era of being really interested in like the next generation of like space technology, and you just started like contacting all these companies.
Yeah.
There was the farm in Oregon.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Shit, there's more than I realized. Yeah.
It's always sort of built around a community in some form, but I just, I think I really appreciate that in your like obsessiveness. As someone who has an obsessiveness that he chases around constantly.
Yeah, it's certainly that. I think it's just like a rabid curiosity of like, oh, what's going on here? Like, I want to see, I want to be a part of this. I want to like see what's going on. This is so cool,
How do you find these like things to pursue?
I mean, it's a lot of friends, of course with the Rick community, it was you, for the Chrome Heart stuff, it was an ex-girlfriend. As, for the farm, it was,
can you tell about the farm? I guess I don't have the full.
So the farm came about from a buddy of mine. I was a best man in his wedding, and then one of the other guys one of the other groomsmen that he went to, I guess, college with, is one of his really good friends, had a weed farm out in Oregon. And like, we had the bachelor party and we were upstate, and just like, we really clicked. It was like, he's like such a great guy, and we just became like good friends in like a very short period of time. And I was just talking about this, like growing weed in this really strange little corner of Oregon. That's a little bit still like the Wild West. Like people will rob each other for like plants,
for like weed plants.
Yeah, for weed plants. So
like
he told me,
bandana and a 6-shooter.
no, like come up at night, and like just like break into someone's farm and like take their plants, or like
that is a Grand Theft Auto mission.
Is it actually?
I don't know,
It
but
probably is.
it completely sounds like a San Andreas mission, probably.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's talking about this, and there's actually, I think, a documentary from like many years ago called Murder Mountain, and it's about this area in Oregon where where his weed farm is. And so I was like, oh man, like I gotta go see how weird this is.
Gotta go to Murder Mountain.
I gotta go to Murder Mountain.
I gotta go to Murder Mountain. So at the time, like, I was working for a studio, and then we had, we'd always, August was the month that the studio would close for vacation. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to go out there in August, and spent like, I think like a week or 2 weeks out there, just like living on the farm. And, it was just like so weird, like the people who worked at the farm are all like basically like deadhead, like burner dudes that they'd be in the field, like working all day. And then at night they would just get super fucked up and like talk about taking like way too much DMT and like describing like these crazy trips they had. So it was so being there, I was just like, oh yeah, this is totally strange. And but it was great. I mean, just that sort of fly on the wall documentary style is something that I have always loved, and try to like pull that into like how I photograph more like staged portraiture. But yeah, I try to continue to go back to that. So that was that. And then actually the technology thing that you're talking about is a project that I'm working on about basically American innovation. So looking at companies that are doing, aerospace, manufacturing, carbon capture, just these like sort of next generation hard tech, like solving the world's problems with hardware instead of software. That was the case for like basically the past like 30 years. And yeah, same thing. Like I just like had a conversation with a friend, and he was like, yo, you should like check this out. This is really cool. And I've always like really been into space, and yeah, I happened to be able to get one, company that was building or is building like a supersonic commercial jet to say yes, that I could come and like take some photos of their founders and around their shop. And kind of having that big fish, then I started to like just reach out directly to these companies, say, oh, well, these guys say it's cool. So like, what do you think?
Yeah.
And I think having that like, having that cachet of like, this one big name first, and then also having a very clear like thesis of what it was, why I was doing this project, that like immediately aligned with all of their own mission. People were just like, oh yeah, sure. Also the fact like a lot of these companies were like only had like maybe 10 employees at the time. So one of them that was doing making pharmaceuticals in space. I think I met with their founder like day 4 that they were a company. It was like right after they announced that like they had gotten some huge round of funding and that they were really starting this thing. So, again, just like go like finding it, like figuring out like a cheeky way to like get an in, and then making sure that my sort of vision aligns with theirs. And then in person, you just like are like a cool dude, and people like,
oh, you're a cool dude?
I try. I don't know. I mean, they seem to think I am, or I don't know, like just a nice guy, and people.
I think
like,
you're a cool dude. I'm just making sure you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, but just people, appreciate you and like to hang out, and then you just sort of, oh, can I come back in 3 months? Oh, can I come back in another 3 months? And so on and so forth. So how? I mean, this is my crazy world, but how did you? I mean, what was it about this that made you guys want to be a part?
Yeah.
So Marco came over to my apartment and wielding a knife and was like, listen, you're going to do this and you're not going to say no. And I was like, whoa, man, calm down.
He was like, listen, communities? Any community? I need to photograph a community.
I need something to do. That's actually like not 100% like, false. I do think I was working on this project and I was like walking Leo with Saul and just kind of like manically rambling about like trying to figure out how to make this all happen and like who would be a cool person to collaborate with or a cool like company, and a couple other people spaces kind of snubbed me, and I was just like just manically.
Do you want to call them out?
No, I don't.
No subtweeting. You got a problem with someone you name names.
That should be a new podcast rule. We'll implement that hard style.
We've talked about this before. This is not the first time I've said that exact phrase, and you've said that should be a new podcast rule.
Is it?
Next time.
Yeah.
Fuck. My brain is Swiss cheese. Anyway.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so it's not 100% false. I did definitely manically ramble to you.
Yeah.
Which time was this?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of the main form of Marco conversation.
It can get that way for sure.
It's good shit. I think it's nice.
I also think that's what friends are for, though. Like, I will often call my friends and just be like, hey, can I just talk at you for 30 minutes? And you just tell me if I'm insane at the end of it. And like,
The answer is always yes.
thanks, man.
Well, the answer's always not in the way you think you're insane. It's like, yes, you're insane, but like in a much more like pleasant way than you currently think you're insane. The really nice one is if you have knowledge of a certain subject, you will at some point get a FaceTime from Saul with a screen share of a meme he's working on. And like, hey, can you help me put this brand on this 2-axis chart, please?
Why haven't you called me for that?
I'll definitely tap you.
Well, yeah,
So I think as part of the rollout, I'll definitely make like the worst man in New York, and I'll be like, Marco, what's the worst camera you know?
Oh, perfect.
I think it's a Yashica T4 or a Contax T2.
I mean, it's a good camera, but the people who use it.
Yeah, exactly. Not like the
worst.
worst camera, but what's the worst camera? What's the like Fight Club or
Like
Infinite Jest of cameras?
Like a Contax G2 or something
T2.
like the T2.
Yeah.
No, the one with the
Zeiss lens?
not the point and shoot one. But the other one.
yeah.
with a
The
chore,
T2's bad too.
Yeah.
that and a chore coat with a notebook sticking out of it.
God.
Let's go, baby.
My whole thing. Sorry, this is now gonna get
No, let's do it.
crabby. Is my whole thing is like, I love going to openings. I love going to like shows, and ICP had a great
Insane Clown Posse?
Yeah, there it is. Thank you. International Center
yeah.
of Photography had a great photo book festival, basically 2 floors, way too overstimulating, like how many people were there and how many books were there. But like there's just these pockets of people just like with their Leicas, and I'm just like, guys, what are you taking a picture of today? What are you taking a picture of today? Like, or like going to the like photo opening, and this like exactly that, like a group of guys in short coats with their different Leicas talking about Leicas, and I'm like, guys, come on. And I'm a Leica guy too, but like,
You're like a guy?
I'm like a
You're
guy.
like a guy.
I'm adjacent. I'm guy adjacent.
But you're not leaving the house with your camera all the time.
No.
That's very
You're
like
not roughing up your Blundstones on like the corner of a
No,
curb.
I try to not rough them up at all. Michael yells at me for not wearing my clothes.
I do. That is the biggest point of contention between me and Marco is that every time he gets something he likes, he's like, maybe I should get a second pair in case I mess these ones up. And it's like a pair of boots that he's going to take 20 years to destroy. but I might need a backup.
That's literally me with anything. But that's also because I have like, my cartoon uniform that I wear every day. It's like
Marco has another like 25-year-old Jewish friend. He keeps like cryogenically frozen.
Just in case you get
something
roughed up.
happens.
Yeah.
did you see him? Shit.
The guy with the chore coat and the Leica is very taking pictures of fish markets.
The
in
first time I
Chinatown.
met Marco was on the podcast.
No, it wasn't.
There's video evidence.
There is, because
Yeah. What?
the very first
Oh,
episode. So the very first Michael episode of Pair of Kings, the start of the Michael era, which was
the Michael era.
2 years ago at this point.
I think a little bit more.
3?
Yeah.
Michael's faced on Taylor Swift's body. Can you do that?
Eras tour.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Strike one.
Strike one.
Yeah.
What happens if I get to 3?
You don't want to know.
Okay.
You really don't want to know.
Okay.
I'm gonna sand your boots.
Okay.
No, the very first episode of Michael Saul era was we recorded at my house. It was also the first in-person
You gave me COVID.
episode ever. Did I?
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh hell yeah!
I was so mad at you.
Were you?
Yes.
You were quiet about it.
Yeah, I know.
Name names, brother.
You. I was fucking pissed at you.
There's definitely a video somewhere of Marco walking in and us recording podcast and introducing you.
Yeah.
This friendship was born on Pair of Kings and it'll die on Pair of Kings.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I remember walking in, you're like, I take pictures too. I went to Yale to take pictures.
I was really excited to meet
I went to Yale and took pictures.
Oh, I went to Yale, by
Gregor
the way.
Crutzen, you ever heard of him?
It sounded exactly like that. I was there.
It wasn't like that. He's
Anybody
very
walks
sweet.
up to Marco, it's like, oh, dude, like I'm also a photographer. He's like, oh, you're also a photographer.
Oh, you're a photographer. Name 5 pictures you've taken.
I don't do that.
Yes, you do.
I watched
don't
you do that.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I go, oh, wow, amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Are you having fun?
Are you having fun? Oh, are you having fun? That's good for you.
No, I'm not that bad, guys.
Oh, you're using a Leica? Oh, that's great.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's talk about
What
it.
are you taking photos here for?
I like your chore coat.
I have, yeah. I have a chore coat.
I know. I'm gonna get you a little notebook for it.
I have a notebook. It's not in my chore coat. It's in my jean jacket, though.
What are other things we should know about the photography world?
It's fun.
I'm a fun guy.
I'm a fun guy.
I really like the
know?
game of basketball.
I love the game of basketball.
Apple time.
What?
There's this old, I think it was like a fake Onion article. So, NBA player named Kawhi Leonard, who's
This is
known
the
for
second
being-
time you're talking about the Onion in like 3 days.
3 days is not a bad.
That's fine.
streak.
But you were
Yeah,
talking
you're
about
right.
like reading an Onion article, not like
Yeah.
just the title of an Onion article. Fuck, I'm sorry. I can't talk to him. Like, I can't.
Tell me
I don't
about
know, I
Kawhi
can do it.
Leonard.
No, let me know about.
Oh, that's okay.
Kawhi
Yeah,
Leonard.
me all you want. Kawhi Leonard. There's this old joke going around that he finished a game or they won, I think, the world championship, and the team was celebrating. And the joke was, and it was so close to reality that people thought it was real. He walked to his locker, said apple time," and sat there eating apples like in silence.
To be honest, that's something that I would do, and I'm sure it's something that I have like done. Red Bull time.
Living with Marco, I learned a lot about Marco's eating habits,
Fuck. That don't exist.
and those are often not eating for
Yeah,
very long stretches
I cook
of time.
for Marco most days.
And then
Yeah.
emerging from the depths of his room to make a peanut butter sandwich and walk back to his room with it. It is insane that you have the like energy to survive.
Marco comes over to my apartment like so angry about nothing and will sit at my kitchen table and just be like so petulant for like no reason. And I'll just start making food.
Oh,
He's
Will,
like,
baby.
I'm not hungry. Stop. And I'll like put a plate of food in front of him. He's like, okay, thanks. And then he'll eat and he'll be wonderful again.
Yeah, I gotta watch out for my blood sugar. That's like the one thing. It's literally the same thing. My mom will call and we'll be on the phone and I'll just be like complaining, or just whatever, frustrated about something. And she's like, "Have you eaten today?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Why don't you eat and let's talk later?" Okay, thanks, Mom. Yeah, I don't know how I do it either, but yeah, fucking.
Fucking.
And so it goes. We get by. Just continue to grind.
Strike two.
We grind.
Wait, that's
in,
not strike
Just
two. That's
continue
fine.
to grind.
Continue to grind.
We do continue to grind.
But you don't voice it.
No, I do.
Oh.
I'm always grinding. For the record.
Grind time live, baby.
Grind time live. Grind time's always, it's always grind time.
Tell us more about you, Marco.
Oh God.
Why do you
about
dress like
me?
a cowboy?
Why do I dress like a cowboy? I don't know.
Because it
It's
looks
fun.
cool.
Yeah,
Looks cool.
That's a fine answer.
I think that yeah, why not? It looks cool. I love the West. I love the, there's like some,
Name 5 horses you rode in on.
Fuck. I think that if I had to like cook up some like fake academic like response, it would be about like how like American history and Americana is important and to me and my work and documenting what's happening in the States during my lifetime is something important, and there's some bullshit that I could say about that, but it's not really true. It's just like, I think it looks fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's also fine.
Stolen valor.
Stolen valor, fuck it.
Yeah. From Connecticut, by the way.
From Connecticut. Shout out 203, Fairfield County. Let's go, baby.
How do you, like, I feel like taking pictures of people requires, like, a lot of conversation skills and a lot of, like, how do you make people comfortable when you're photographing them?
Yeah, that's a great question. Fuck. No idea.
He doesn't.
No, I don't. Everyone's very stressed out while we photograph. No, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of experience just like over the years talking with people, and I think like just being naturally like really curious helps, because you just like ask them questions about themselves. And I think that something that I tried to do like when I was a kid and like had, you know, like no friends or whatever, was like, oh, I just want to like know a lot about, or a little bit about like a lot of like a super wide variety of things. And I think being able to just like pull from like just having a little bit of knowledge of something, or, you know, whatever the person is doing or whatever they like, and being able to like start that conversation there. And then I think also just like, I'm pretty like comfortable with myself too. So like, if you're not like stressed out and like uncomfortable with yourself, then you can just talk to people and then sort of figure out how to calm them down, essentially. I don't know. I mean, if it's like a portrait sitting like in the studio, I think that I really try to make it a really comfortable environment. So have like, you know, good music playing, and then
every time we've ever taken pictures, there's been like heavy metal blasting.
Yeah, well, you're, you know, outlier. Yeah, you know, nice music, incense, you know, good vibe, and just like being able to create a space that people can just like kind of relax into. Mm-hmm. But I mean, sometimes they don't, and it's like a game of like, okay, like how do I get this person to relax? And then, okay, if they don't want to relax, then like how do I use their sort of frenetic energy to make the picture interesting? Mm-hmm. You know? And so, and I mean, I do a lot of other stuff like community-based stuff in my neighborhood, like outside of work. So I think that like through that, I've been able to like meet and talk with a lot of people who are like very different than me and have greatly different experiences. And so just like having been, you know, involved, you know, in, you know, like my Buddhist community, over the past like 10 years, like being able to just like meet and talk with so many different people, you just get comfortable talking with people, you know, and then it's just trying to find like, what's the thread that I can connect with this person, and how do I, you know, develop a, you know, like a momentary, you know, friendship essentially, you know, or like how do I, maybe not momentary friendship, but like how do I fast track the sort of friendship, you know, having that connection, you know. That's like a key thing.
Do you think having a connection makes for a better photo?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I mean, again, it's like, it depends on like what you're trying to get out of it. Right. So like, I think a lot of what I've heard about the feedback that I've gotten about my work a lot is that it's like honest. And so I think that comes with being able to really try to forge a connection with someone, or like just like fight to have that sort of like, you know, like internally, like fighting to have like a heart-to-heart connection with whomever it is. They'll sort of drop, you know, their guard a little bit.
Yep.
You know, but again, like if it's someone who's like so not, who's just like going to be super rigid, then it's just like, okay, like I'm like, you know, it's been 20 minutes, 30 minutes trying to like get this person to bring down their wall. Then it's just like, all right, screw it. I'm going to go the other direction and just like if they're like
make them as uncomfortable.
No, not make them uncomfortable, but like use that to like make the picture interesting, like show like how stiff they are, or show like how like, you know, whatever it is that the mask that they're trying to like, you know, portray themselves, just like really lean into that, you know.
Do you think you've gotten better at discerning whether or not somebody is wearing a mask or being disingenuous by result of making photos?
I mean, I think everyone wears a mask. I mean, I certainly do.
It's deep.
Right? Everyone has a mask. Everyone has the way they want to portray themselves to the public. you know. So I think it's just more about like, I think maybe through photography, I've been able to, I don't know. I don't think it's like shown me more of that, but like it's given me more opportunities to confront that maybe, and then understand like how to talk to people. So it's like back and forth, right? Like my everyday life informs how I talk to people and how I can connect with people while I'm working, and then while I'm working, also, you know, the opposite too. You know, so yeah.
Do you have a dream person or community that you've always wanted to like photograph, and maybe have you already photographed it?
He's done it.
What?
Me.
Oh fuck.
Oh hell yeah, baby!
Jesus, that's
both.
true.
He's done
Both of us.
He's done both of these kings.
Both of these kings. Dream person to photograph. I don't know if there's like a single person that like, oh, I really would like love to make this portrait. Actually, that's a lie. I would love to make the portraits of some of the photographers that I've worked with that really helped shape me as a photographer. So I think to have an opportunity to photograph Martin Scholler or Annie Leibovitz, like that would be just so meaningful to me. You know,
Would
for my
they
work.
ever?
Fuck.
It's scary to ask.
Would it happen? No. I mean, if I asked, I don't think it would happen. Maybe Martin, but definitely not Annie. So it's like, you know, the race to like get that assignment, you know, like have like the Times or someone like give me that assignment thing. But who knows? I don't know. Maybe.
I would be
could happen.
so scared photographing like someone who is that opinionated and like that like specific in their stylization of photos to like be tasked with taking a picture of that person and then they're gonna look at it and be like, oh,
or can you do
like,
it this way instead? Or,
yeah,
you know,
like that's someone who's like reached such a like peak of a very specific type of photography, and then you have to like
do your own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's more of like, I think in general, I'm really interested in photographing, you know, people who are the sort of movers and shakers in society or culture or politics or whatever, in the world, you know, during my lifetime. That's kind of like what I want to do, is to be able to like leave a visual record of like, this is what it looked like. This is what, these were the people pulling the strings in these various industries, you know, over the, you know, whatever, through the 2000s, you know, to the, you know, however long I'm alive. I think that's really important. Like who that is, it doesn't really, if they hit that sort of realm of influence, that's really interesting to me. But also like the everyday people, you know, who are affected by those things, or just like, you know, the sort of unsung heroes behind the scenes is something that I also really like care about a lot. But I think the people who I really would like die to are people who I feel like I have some like debt of gratitude, you know, or like some, you know, to like repay, or some people who really have supported me, or, you know, just people who have been super influential in my own life. It would just be meaningful for me versus like meaningful, like to hit some mark to say, oh, like I'm the guy who did this. This is how great I am, you know? So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's cool. If you had to be dressed by anyone, who would it be?
Wow.
Come on.
Okay, let me ask this guy.
Let me get some water. Hold on.
But really though?
I mean, no, I think it would definitely be Rick Owens. Not even for like the, well, there's like three people in there that I would feel like: Rick, Tom, and Kozaburo. And Kozaburo is not infeasible for me.
Yeah.
That's like, I think if I begged him the next runway show, maybe. Tom, just because I feel like Tom makes such like distinct and impactful clothing for everyone. You don't just get dressed in a Tom suit.
Yeah, it's a custom
You get
thing.
very specifically put into something that suits your like personality.
Yeah.
Like when he dressed Lil Uzi Vert in a very like Lil Uzi Vert equivalent of a Tom Brown outfit.
That's cool.
And like everyone gets something more specific. And then Rick, because that's just that's the guy. That's who I feel so directly. That's like my core identity.
And like this would be not just like being dressed by like whatever, like this is this year's or this season's runway. You're gonna go to the show. We're gonna dress you in this, but like custom piece for some gala or something.
Yeah,
it would be like Rick.
It would be Rick.
Does he do custom stuff like that?
I don't think he really does. Like he's there's never a Met Gala look that's Rick. I don't think he really. I mean, he doesn't have an advertising budget like that. Pretty much ever. They send stuff out. They used to not even do this, but they now send looks to celebrities. And I don't know if they actually gift.
Does he do custom stuff? Like, could you like? So like,
I know
there
one
was
guy.
the CFDA. That's what it is, right?
Yes.
CFDA, the awards.
The Food and Drug Administration. Yeah, CFDA.
CFDA. Yeah. So like, I know Annie just was dressed by Schiaparelli in like a custom Schiaparelli suit, for the CFDA awards earlier this week. So like, but he wouldn't do something like that.
He wouldn't do something like that. I think you could probably like get a thing from him. I know, I'm pretty sure Kim had custom stuff made for her because this was in her butt era, and like most Rick stuff would not have fit her. So there's like, they made custom stuff. But that's just like custom tailored. I know one guy who had a wedding dress made, but this guy like was a
hitter.
Is a heavy hitter and like big enough that he like talks to Rick personally.
Yeah.
And that's the one instance I could ever think of. There's probably others that I'm not aware of, but it's not that common. Yeah.
What about you, sweetheart?
I don't know.
Not Raph?
No, his recent shit kind of fucking sucks.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry.
you could qualify it. You could be like Raph, but I get to tell him to skip that new shit.
Raph, but make it Calvin Klein again.
Yeah, like that'd be great. I mean, that'd be stellar. Yeah, I don't know. Who am I like a huge fan of right now? I'd love to do something for Dublé. That'd be really fun. They do a lot of goofy shit. I'd want to be a zombie in one of their shows.
Goofy.
No, but this is like if you were going to go to like a gala or something and you need like a
Nice suit. I don't know. Anybody who's making a nice
Would you be
suit.
guy in a tux?
Yeah.
Would you be guy in a tux?
Probably.
Damn, I know I would be.
Yeah. I look good in a suit.
Yeah.
It's
You
okay.
do. You do.
I mean, listen, I think one of the benefits or the implication of guy in a tux is that there's somebody there that you're guy in a tux for
Hey.
who looks better.
Yeah, you got to
Hey,
be the
That's
arm
fine.
candy.
I'll be
Hey.
arm candy.
Yo,
That's
did you
okay.
see?
That'd
So
be really nice.
Willie Chevalier got designer of the year and wore the sickest like lapel all the way to his shoulder suit while it was beautiful.
He's great. I love Willie.
Love that dude. Well deserved.
Very well deserved.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
I'm so hot right now. I'm sorry.
It is a little warm.
Yeah, I'm fucking boiling.
I'm thinking. I'm a little embarrassed to say, but I'm thinking about the conversation we had last night about the undershirt and sweating through shirts. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, am I starting to sweat through this shirt?
See?
I definitely
See?
But
don't ever do that.
An undershirt, if you were wearing an undershirt,
by
you'd
the
just
way.
be warmer.
It's true. It'd be way worse.
Saul is trying to explode my mind with his incel rage.
But isn't that why like whatever Uniqlo made like the Airism shirts and stuff to go under?
I think you severely overestimate how much fabric an undershirt is.
So here's what I think about when I'm wearing a shirt buttoned all the way up versus when I'm wearing it unbuttoned. I feel drastically different temperatures.
Sure.
So that's a thin layer and not even like not covering me. That's an inch of that thin layer not present anymore.
But you're also getting wind in through, But yeah, yes.
I think that, and also like a tight like undershirt layer toasts my shit up real fast.
It's because you're so muscly.
Yeah, it's because I'm so buff.
Look at his arm. He's just like he's like threatening me right now. Can I touch it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. It's very meaty for those who can't feel this.
For those on audio, my biceps are quite meaty.
The biceps are quite meaty. Your skin is like interesting. It's like
Is that on
me
the
see
list of like
yours.
things normal
No.
people say?
I'm very human. Touch his skin though. I don't know what to put up.
He just doesn't have body hair, dude.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably that.
Oh, I guess that's what it is.
I'm just a hairless boy. Your skin's so interesting.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pop your top off
That's
for me.
exactly.
Isn't that what was it Jeff Bezos who was flirting? He was like, "I love your skin, baby."
Oh,
God, that sounds
alive
like
girl.
something.
Yeah.
He called her a live girl.
What is that?
I don't know. He just like in the like
There are a bunch of Jeff Bezos sexts that were leaked.
No.
because for when he was like divorcing his wife.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, and he was like saying, "I love your skin, alive girl," and
What the fuck?
that dude got a necrophilia thing, I think.
Well, I mean, if he loves her skin alive girl, then I would assume that he doesn't like the skin of dead girl.
You don't think he's,
lotion to the best.
Yeah, it's a little bit like
you
that.
don't think he's
for
making her
sure.
sit in a bathtub full of ice?
What does that do? Oh,
Makes-
dead girl?
Makes her cold.
Oh, fuck. Come on.
But that's from the Jeff Bezos divorce guy era.
He's so odd.
He's so odd.
Like, oh my god.
Wait, what is that?
He
He
has like
laughs.
the one eye thing, and he like laughs like
I don't know.
can you do that to the camera, please?
a third time.
Yeah,
time.
one more. Sorry,
Zoom in on that, please.
Better.
audio listeners.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. He's terrifying. Can we just fuck around now?
Hey, we've
Yeah,
been
what else?
able to fuck around.
Boys chat. It's so
Boys
fucked up.
talk.
The coffee shop that we always go to just got shut down like overnight.
Yeah.
For, like a health and safety
Wait, is it
violation.
still
For health
closed?
and-
Because I
wait,
meant to go by it and just to see if it was just for
What's
a day
this?
thing.
Was it
Five Flies.
yesterday?
It's
Five
the same
Flies?
guy who was at whatever the fuck that other place was called.
C&B.
No, the good one. Tazo.
Tazo.
Or
I
home.
would not call that the good one, but I know what you
the
mean.
only one.
It's the only one.
Exactly.
Five Flies wasn't even that great.
Five
it just
Flies.
was coffee.
Five Flies. It was so hit or miss. It was painfully hit or miss.
Do you remember
I
that
felt like I
day?
was playing the fucking I felt like I was playing the freaking slot machine.
What that is that's a good roaster with horrible training.
Oh fuck! It was like so miserable. I'd have to like walk by and be like, okay, like who's the barista today? Like, am I
Yeah,
going
you
to get a
start to learn who's bad.
cortado
Yep.
or am I going to get a Red Bull?
And sometimes you go there and there's two there's
Yeah,
two
the good
people
one and the
working
bad
and you
one.
don't know who's on machine. And then sometimes you like sometimes like they switch bar right. This is that fucking white guy podcast talk.
That's fine. There's one of the women
Welcome
there.
to the White Guy Podcast Talk Hour.
One of the women there. Her first week would just sort of freestyle on the beat.
What do you mean?
You were with me that time.
What do you
So
mean freestyle
Michael,
on the
I
beat?
got a oat latte, and instead of milk, she put in like oat creamer.
Oh,
And then like
That was disgusting. And like vanilla syrup or something terrible.
And so I took a sip and I like instantly stopped outside and I was like, I don't know what to do.
It was
This
so
isn't right.
disgusting,
And Mark
dude.
was like, it looks fine. I was like, no, you have to try this. It was just like creamer.
It was so gross.
And I
Oh
went-
yeah, like
oat creamer
No, it's like they
is like-
forgot to put the shot in. It was like literally a glass of milk.
I forgot that too.
wait, but it was oat creamer.
Yes.
Because that's just straight up like seed oils.
Yeah.
like you're drinking straight seed oils.
No, I took a sip and it was like, is this glue?
It was
like
so gross.
it was so nasty. And then I had to go back and be like, hi, I don't think you made this right. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, I think this is creamer. And she's like, you said an oat latte. And I was like, I don't think you know how to make this drink. So sorry.
My like petulance would come out where I would order a cortado and then walk away and then pick it up
It's a latte.
and I would just say latte or cappuccino. But I did go somewhere recently. I'm always surprised when I go to a new coffee shop and I order a cortado and it's literally in like the tiniest,
tiny cup.
That's good shit.
tiniest cup.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck yes. Thank you for this.
There was
So happy.
I was just in San Diego and there's this like famous bar there
Oh.
called Captain Kino's that was like the goat. It's in
Isn't Kino like a
Encinitas.
4chan word?
What?
Kino?
Kino? Is that Kino?
What?
K-I-N-O?
Keno, but also no.
What?
For some reason, I think that was like an old
Saul's just
workout
like
thing.
repeatedly saying a slur right now.
Oh, fuck.
It's Keno, Keno.
Okay.
Cap-N, C-A-P apostrophe N. Anyways, Encinitas Bar, it's like the Encinitas is like rich surf town, and Captain Keno's is like the dive bar, the like sloppy drunk, all the other bar employees go. It's like the place to be a shithead, and they closed by surprise. Like they were just like, well, so they'd sort of like brought it up a few times over the course of the last year or so, like, hey, we're gonna close. And then I was there a week ago, and just like a Wednesday night, they're like, yep, that's it. This is our last night. See you later. Didn't announce it on the Instagram, just like told the people there. And the reason why is they didn't want the last night to become a big thing where people like steal shit and break stuff.
I mean, you know your demographic, right?
Yeah. I mean, if I was there and I knew it was the last night, I'd take a sign for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If I went there, period, I would be taking a sign.
Well, yeah, that too.
I was on a walk when I went and visited my grandparents in Boston, and there was so I'm not going to like dox them, but near them there are signs for the...
Name names, brother.
No. There are signs.
Saul, like an hour ago, like we should make this a rule, and then Saul the second.
I think there's a difference between doxing my grandparents and Marco calling out somebody.
Yo, you got a problem with your grandparents. You name names. You drop addresses.
It's not their fault. But there was a sign, and it goes from a metal pole to like 8 notices of like how to park. And I was just walking with the dogs, and I started carrying. I was like, "This is the sickest wizard staff ever."
Wait,
and
what is it? It was a sign.
It was like somebody had hit it, and so it had ripped out of the ground. But it was like a parking advisory sign, and it had all these rules on it, like stacked
And
up.
you just took it?
Sick.
I was.
How old are you?
This was
That's
last
sick
week.
as hell. I would do that.
Fuck you.
Wait, what? How? What?
I think that there's a stack of stolen signs, street signs, like under my bed in my parents' house still from
Sick.
when I was in high school.
And that's cool as hell.
I didn't steal them. Somehow they happened to be in my apartment or my house, but
there's a giant. There's many.
Kiss? What do you want?
There's many stacks of stolen reserved signs.
Oh, I steal
in our
those for you
apartment.
now.
Like this is a
What is
stack
this?
of about
jeez.
10 reserved signs.
Are they interesting at least?
Yeah, there's like some good ones in there.
I got you a really good one,
What's
right?
the gold one?
I don't know which one.
Oh, this one is so good.
Yeah, show the camera. That's a nice reserved. There we go.
Reserved.
This is just one stack of a few, I think.
Every time I see one at a restaurant, I go feral, and I will steal it from Michael and Fiona.
They're hard to steal sometimes.
No, they're not. You've seen me steal them.
So, chill. I said they are hard to steal sometimes. I'm not saying every time you take one, it's an impossible challenge.
I think taking the martini glasses.
I love getting a martini at the end of the night and then taking it home on the train. That's such a funny. Have you ever done this?
No.
Like try. Yeah, it feels like a video game challenge. You get a martini, and then you try to get it to the train and on the train without spilling, because that's so much like walking and staircase and train. And then you just like sit on the train drinking a martini on the way home.
Can we do this as a night out where we all just bring a martini shaker and you just constantly have to be walking and drinking as
Bring
it
a
spills
martini-
and fill
What?
it? So it like the implication.
No, you have
is
to
that
get them
What?
from bars. You have to.
You have
that's
to
the other thing
spend
is-
$20.
You also you have to spend $20 and you have to get the glass past the bouncer.
That can't be that hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna step outside for a smoke.
No. But most bouncers are there to make you leave the drink by the door. So you have to get it past them, and it's not an easy pocket placement.
I know, even to just hold it down by your side,
It's
like
spilling
this.
Can I ask
everywhere.
about the liquid?
Slopping everywhere.
Is the strat to put all of the liquid in your mouth and then put the
Oh my god, dude,
And then
that's fucking
it back in.
terrible.
you're like walking past the bouncer.
That's what I do with Aesop soap.
Just filling my mouth full of Aesop soap, taking the bottle, putting it in my pocket, which you don't need to do because you could lock the bottle. The Cody Park story, that's like the places I've stolen Aesop soap from you couldn't believe. Places you can't even get into.
Yeah.
If you see Aesop soap at a bar, it's free.
It's free.
By the way,
I'm
any restaurant with Aesop soap out, and honestly, they're probably fake as shit, and they're probably refilling it with the knockoff
Mr.
stuff.
Myers
With Dial.
With Dial.
I like Dial.
With Dial like dish detergent. like blue just coming out. You can't get the soap off your hands.
In terms of power rankings of things that you could walk into a Lucian bathroom and steal, what would you most want to see
Toilet.
that you could steal?
Power ranking toilet.
Gold bar.
You want like the ultimate
Gold
bar.
It's got to be present in the.
I'm thinking candle, like nice candle.
Oh, yeah,
but
I'll take a candle.
those are good. But the power ranking definitely includes going there over the course of.
You bring your ratchet.
going there over the course of months.
Ocean's 11 again.
Taking off the thing. Coming in one day with a stroller or some shit.
Jesus.
Cutting the caulking around
This
the
is
bottom.
my baby. He's very sick.
You see that like TikTok trend of like installing toilets in people's houses while they're out at work?
fuck?
If someone has a basement with like a single layer floor, like an older house with like a wooden floor and the basement's directly there, you can install a toilet in it so easily.
Holy
Because you
shit.
can just, the water
Is there.
supply is down there and you can just thread a hose to it. It's
fucking miserable, dude.
There's videos of people like, cutting a square out of the carpet, installing a toilet in the middle of someone's bedroom.
No.
Like my brother just got a new house. I'm installing a toilet while he's at work.
Did you see? So I don't know how you guys feel about this. I don't particularly care too much about them, but Mischief did that. They
I kind of hate Mischief.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about
But no,
that.
I would like to talk about it. Bring it up.
I don't
Name names.
care for them either. But they basically did that where they, over the course of however many months, like went into the Met and then just replaced. They like disassembled piece by piece a sink and just replaced it with other pieces. Well, so they would take like, the hose or like the fucking whatever hose out.
They
from
like
the
ship
Met.
of Theseused it?
Yeah, they ship of Theseus it, and then now like they have, and then all of the pieces all of the pieces that they brought in to reinstall have like Mischief like etched into it.
I think that is kind of cool.
They're like,
if that was
we
genuine.
have a Mischief in the Met, and then now they have like this Met's sink in galleries on tour like across the country.
I think that is kind of cool. I'm a little curious how they got the like.
The basin or whatever
Yeah,
the
the
hell.
basin.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's a heavy backpack.
I think they must have just gotten permission to do this.
Oh, man.
Not completely impossible because now people are going to want to go to the Met to see the Mischief sink.
Yeah, it's true. The firecracker and a piece of like American cheese, like homemade.
For some reason, when you said in a piece of American cheese, I thought about like that's how I feed Leo pills. Just like, come here, Leo. There's a lit firecracker.
Real Looney Tunes shit. Real fucking Roadrunner and Coyote.
He's shaped like a firecracker. His tail starts going after he eats
Oh
it.
no! He turns bright red.
He explodes. He's like charred black, and his eyebrows just like turn to ash.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, I love my dog.
He's so
Love him.
sweet.
Oh, Leo.
He's not sweet.
Well, I'm glad that he's like nice to me again.
Did he hate you for a while?
Yeah.
Like, not that he hated me for a while, but like he just like didn't. He used to just see me bark, jump in my lap, and then give me kisses. And he hasn't been doing that the past like 2-3 times. And finally today he did. So
He
we're
changed
fucking
up.
so back.
Yeah.
So back with the little dog.
Like patties on the grill.
Fuck yeah.
Like
I don't know what that is.
These dogs like patties on the grill. Always switching sides.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Strike one.
Yeah, strike.
It's fine. I think we're at the end of the episode.
Okay.
I got no strikes today.
Strike one.
That's how I know you guys are being really nice to me. I'm really going through it. You guys are too nice to me. I think you could have yammed on me more.
Well,
You might have gotten me to cry. That would have been the.
I thought you were honestly going to cry when I was holding you. So,
I might have.
yeah.
hold me now.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Come to the show. We'll be doing bits.
November 22nd, opening 6 to 10. There will be the three of us there. There will be portraits on the wall. There will be beverages to consume.
There will be 10 guys with Leicas and chore coats.
Please, if you're out there and you're a guy with a Leica and a chore coat, please come. Bring your Leica and your chore coat. We'll have an award for best Leica chore coat.
Can we make a trophy for
no.
biggest photo douche?
No.
Please.
No, because he'll get.
Oh my God. Can you guys get me a trophy, please?
Biggest photo douche. It's like 8 feet tall with a Leica on top.
Biggest photo of a douche.
8 feet tall would be a pretty big photo of a douche.
Yeah, it would be big.
Yeah.
That's some
Leica mentioned.
like I mentioned, SVA like senior thesis work, an 8 foot like picture of like a douche or something.
That really is.
Yeah.
Like School of Visual Farts.
That's strike one.
That's fine. I'll take it now.
Better start crying.
If you start crying, then you lose your strike.
Getting really emotional and explaining how I need this of like my terrible joke.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Marco's seen me cry so much.
Gosh, it's true.
Yeah. I'm a sobber.
But that's why, that's what we do for the homies.
That is what you
That's
do
we
for
do
the
for the
homies.
homies.
We do for the homies.
Come to the show. It'd be fun.
It's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
You might see me cry.
Yeah, you'll see me and Marco doing bits. You'll see Saul crying in a corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see me at like my most manic as I try and panic and make sure everybody's having fun.
November 22nd,
November 22nd,
At
70 Hester.
70 Hester.
It's Mi Casa. It's a little space under MJ Cafe on Hester and Orchard. 6 to 10 we'll be there. We'll be having fun. And then if you can't make it Friday, come Saturday, I'll be there 10 to 6 just hanging out, can chat and do
There
all that
may
stuff.
be shirts on Saturday, but most of them will be there on Friday, if not all of them.
Yeah, there will be shirts.
We got proprietary blanks.
Yeah, we
None
got
of that
them
bullshit.
Them good ass Bailey Goldberg blanks.
Them-
if you've
good.
if you've seen the Bailey Goldberg shirt, he spent like a year looking for the right company to make blanks for him, and then we co-opted all of that work in about 10 minutes. Ordered the same blanks as him.
They were super. I mean, they got them to my door in like 2 days.
Custom
Yeah.
tags.
Yep, I'm finalizing custom
TBD.
tags.
We're
three designs,
We're
DVD.
podcast make shirt now.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
But
We're
it's
not
good.
doing shirts.
Yeah, sorry. Now Saul's got to keep hundreds of blanks.
That's fine.
If you see Saul wearing a
Yeah.
I need a bunch of new black tees. Can
Yeah.
I just guys have them? Mine are all like 15 years old and like falling apart. It's amazing.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Sick.
Song of the week.
song of the week, I am doing Grinding by Clips.
Marco. Song of the week.
I think Better Off Alone, Alice DJ.
Nice.
Great song. I'm gonna go 300 by Chief Keef.
Hell yeah.
Hell
It's a
yeah.
good song. Yeah.
I'm not 16.
How old are you?
300.
He's so cool.
He's so cool.
Oh, I'm also putting Blicky in a box. That's a crazy
Is
song.
my blick in a box?
No, it's an older drill song from
Me
like
when?
2016. I think it's like D-Sav, Fabio Foreign, and I forget who the third guy is on that song. It's a good song.
Blicky in a box.
Whiskey in a box.
Anything else, Marco? You want to take the floor? Tell people where they can find you.
Oh yeah, so I should have done it at the beginning, right? So yeah, Marco. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram.
He just forgot his last
I
name.
fucking don't know what my last name is. So yeah, so find me on Instagram. It's at Giannavola, MGIANNAV, like Victor, OLA.
Do you have to specify?
My mom has done that my entire life when she's like explaining how to spell Giannavola on the phone. So it's just like drilled in my head.
That sounds
Also, like,
your mom. I can
people
hear
will
that.
say like, "Oh, John
John Ebola.
V sounds close to B on the phone, and it's
Yeah.
Oh,
My name's John Ebola. No relation.
yeah, John Ebola, giant vulva was another one.
That's classic.
Yeah, don't call me that, please.
This has been the Pair of Kings podcast and Giant Vulva.
Don't do that, please.
thank you so much to everybody for listening to this episode of the Pair of Kings podcast. Don't forget to come to meet me on Orchard at 70 Hester on November 22nd and 23rd.
Correct.
The opening will be from 6 to 10. We'll all be there. Refreshments will be served. It'll be a great time. Come through. We love to meet you and interface and hang out. And, I don't know, chat. It'd be super cool. Bring your Leicas and chore coats. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Pair of Kings Pod. Sorry. I'm your host, Saul Thompson. You can find me on Instagram at Saul Thompson. I'm joined this week not only by my wonderful co-host, Marco. Where can we find you? We'll come back to the weird one.
Are we doing this again?
Yes.
Okay.
Is the outro.
Oh, yeah. So you can find me at Giannavola, MGIANNAV, like Victor, OLA.
And my co-host.
That's
Really?
it. Yeah,
Okay. He's Michael Smith. You can find him on Instagram at Smithstagram. This has been the Pair of Kings
Underscore.
podcast. Sorry. Underscore Smithstagram. Find us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Pair of Kings Pod. Come to the pop-up. Subscribe to the Hero Hero. That's herohero.co/PoK. We will be changing the format of the giveaways, but they will still be happening just to comply with FTC regulation and make sure
So
that
we don't
we're
get
complying.
recode.
Oh, do you want a print? You want like an 8x10 print from the show to give away?
Yes.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. I still want to print.
Yeah, you'll get one.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Okay. We'll just give it away on the Instagram, but there will be an 8x10 print from Marco just given away. We'll figure out how to do that as well. Thank you so much to everybody for listening to this episode of the Pair of Kings podcast, where we are bringing you business as usual, tomfoolery as planned, once a week, every week for the foreseeable future. Have a great Tuesday for listening to this as the general public, or Thursday, Thursday before if you're listening to this on Hero Hero. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.